Good afternoon, troops. Update on court case, citizen's arrest of PC 693 of Avon and Somerset Constabulary. So we were in court last Wednesday for this case, guys. We've been waiting since 2022. Okay, they pushed this case back 4 years. So the case has now evolved from the beating of an emergency worker to the lawfulness of the citizen's arrest. So we're definitely headed in the right direction. Now, when we got to court Wednesday, and again, massive shout out for everybody that turned up to support us, guys. We couldn't do it without you, okay? So the judge asked the prosecution, "Ma'am, what do you think of this, the lawfulness of the citizen's arrest?" Now, this has already gone through 3 judges, and I believe she's the 4th barrister, okay? So they're changing like hotcakes. So the prosecution went on mentioning all these case laws, okay? And every time the judge was rebutting it. So, for example, she would say, "Oh, well, it was not lawful. We see in this case law, so this guy v. this guy on this date, the judge ruled, blah, blah, blah." And then the judge would say, he'd come back and he'd say, "Well, that's not very relevant to this case because that's not the same as Dale's case." So already we know that we have a fair judge, and this judge will be now the final judge, okay? We've got him for Wednesday, and we've also got him for the final trial on the 1st of June, if it gets to trial, okay? So on Wednesday, we was only allocated 60 minutes, and it went on for a 90-minute period. And the majority of the case was them two just arguing legalese. The prosecution also said, right, that they cannot drop this case because of the precedent it would set in the United Kingdom. And I was like this. I was looking over at the public gallery and I could see it was filled. And with all the faces, they were looking over at me with excitement. You know, we're not allowed to speak in a courtroom, you know, obviously. But I could see everyone, they were like, oh, they were all getting excited. Because it is an exciting case, guys. And it's black and white for me. I know that arrest was lawful, okay? Even my legal family are flapping more than I am. Which is, you know, I'm not saying that derogatory because it's wonderful that these guys have been working so hard and tirelessly on my bundles. Because for every bundle, you know, it's been a process, guys. Every bundle that these guys put in, we've got to put counter arguments in. So it's not, you know, it's been a growing beast, okay? So ultimately, they admitted that they can't drop the case because the case would be devastating, right? Honestly, guys, I hope many of you come Wednesday to support us on the 11th, okay? Bristol Crown Court at 10:00 hours. Dale Vincent v. Rex. I hope many of you come to witness with your own eyes. So, the judge also said, so after the lady was gobbing off on belt feed and getting everything rebutted, right? The judge turns around and says, "Well, how do you feel about that, Dale?" So the main 2 points that she picked up on was I didn't use reasonable force and I didn't have a necessity for an arrest. So reference the reasonable force, I said, "Your Honour, I don't even squeeze the guy. I literally put my hands in front of him like this and stop a criminal from leaving the crime scene." And necessity, I said, "Is this young lady aware 3 days prior to the arrest, I had it off an Inspector Lippiat, 522236390, crime reference number." And the judge goes, "Was you aware of that?" And she goes, "No, Your Honour." I swear to fucking God, they have lost my evidence bundle. You heard that correctly, sirs, ma'ams, ladies and gentlemen. CPS have lost my evidence that I submitted. You're not aware, ma'am? So, where's the evidence bundle? And she goes, "Move, please." She goes, that's how professional they are. They don't even do handover takeovers properly. So honestly, guys, I can't see this going to trial on June. Honestly. I can't see it going to June. The judge have asked my legal family. It's lucky that my wonderful legal team had spares. we have spares, okay? Unbelievable. Clown world, right? So we have agreed to resubmit the evidence that we submitted all these years ago so they can refresh themselves, bless them. And again, we will see. We will see. That arrest, in my professional opinion, is DS solution. And only time will tell. So please, guys, keep the faith. I thank you ever so much. We've recently gone viral again, referenced the submitting of the affidavit to Dr. Francis Boyle. It was to South Wales Police, Sergeant 6743. They have now escalated it to the Metropolitan Police, and that post, it had a combined across my social media accounts of 1/3 within the first 24-hour period. What's happened to them 1/3 people now? Well, they will go on and tell their friends, and then they will tell their friends, and it'll have a ripple effect. So thank you ever so much for continuing to share this content. Some of you guys have been here for a long time. I know some of you are only now starting to digest this stuff. I apologize for the truth. I understand that it is difficult to digest, but digest it we must in order to keep the next generation safe, okay? It's not about me and you. A lot of people say I'm doing this for ego, because, in my opinion, you're not very smart. When you give grace to the big dog, okay, when you give grace to the Lord, there is no ego, because I know that I'm not on top of the food chain, okay? I am grateful for the skills and drills that the big man have given me, but again, it's not me. It's the big man. So just remember that, all right, troops? So we are coming from a place of love. We are going to continue to do so. We are never going to give up, because we have ethos of gods, okay? We never give up. We never turn our back on the safety, the health and safety of our communities, especially when we're talking about the offspring, the children, okay? So please, guys, continue to be strong, continue to push back, continue to share this content, and I hope many of you are there to support us Wednesday the 11th, 1000 hours, Dale Vincent v Rex, and I mean, hopefully this young lady that's working for the CPS, she can digest the video and critique it. And I welcome her critiques. Tell me how I can do better when I arrest my next copper. Because again, I'm only just getting warmed up, sirs, moms, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you ever so much. Big love.